Recently, This is America and the World visited the Sultanate of Oman in the Middle East. Oman borders on Yemen, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates. Qatar and Iran are also in the neighborhood. You may not know about Oman or confuse it with Amman, the capital city of Jordan, but you should know about this unknown treasure in the Middle East. In an area of controversy, conflict, and war, Oman is a safe country at peace with its neighbors and itself. Oman is incredibly friendly and stunningly beautiful, a modern country that holds on to its culture and traditions. These next few programs will confront some of the misconceptions about the Arab world and show why Oman's foreign policy of peace is important to the region, the United States, and the world. On this program, we delve into Oman's unique culture to learn about its social fabric, beliefs, and traditions. It's a country where family and friendship, national pride, and a general sense of calm and peacefulness are all very much a part of the Omani way of life. This is America visits Oman. This is America and the World is brought to you by Japan, history, hospitality, and advanced technology, sharing tomorrow. The Republic of Haiti. The League of Arab States. The Sultanate of Oman. The Rotendaro Family Trust. The Forerunner Foundation, dedicated to forward-thinking public policy. And the Embassy Series, uniting people through musical diplomacy, presenting international artists in diplomatic settings. Many elements come together to influence the culture of Oman. A ship called the Dhow symbolizes the long history of Oman as a seafaring and trading nation. The country's music and dance feature a strong African influence, and traditional dress, worn today by men and women, celebrate Oman's commitment to its history and heritage. I spoke with the chairman of the Public Authority for Radio and TV. Americans don't know much about Oman. People, when we were coming here,
Yes.
say, is Oman safe? Because they look at this area and they see conflict and war and famine,
Yes.
and they say chaos, crisis. Are you going to be safe in Oman?
We are safe. We are safe because people insist on being safe. The state, the Omani state, insists on being safe by following policies that guarantee the safety in the future. We do not interfere in the business of others. We do not play political games. We do not play with our people. Our responsibility here as a state is to develop our country. The whole development in Oman started in 1970. It's less than 50 years ago. I mean, if you visited Oman before 1970, you would not see whatever you saw here. Signs of development, the opera house, the schools, the universities, the hospitals, etc. So we focus on building our own country. As you said, the region is not the best place on earth. It's not the best neighborhood. But through the philosophy of life, through the social philosophy here, and through the political philosophy, we are keeping our country safe and our society homogeneous and loving each other.
We think of, from the West, we think of presidents and we think of prime ministers. Here, His Majesty the Sultan
Yes.
is the leader of the country.
The leader of the country is His Majesty Sultan Qaboos bin Said. He started ruling in 1970, and since then Oman has witnessed huge transformations in all spheres of life, from the bad to the good, let me say. In his first speech after he became the Sultan, He said, I promise the Omanis to develop a new modern state. And this is what he has successfully done. The Omanis now have and enjoy a state in the modern sense. We are not subjects, we are citizens, and that makes a difference. Every Omani puts his national identity as number one, which is one of the results of the policies adopted by His Majesty the Sultan, that we are one unified nation and that we should use our resources for development and building rather than...
So it's a policy kind of Omani first, right?
Yes.
Rather than religion or whatever?
We take religion as a good philosophy of life, and we use it for the development. Religion, the Islamic religion, and in fact all religions call for peace and for coexistence. And I think that we take it also into our philosophy of life, and that is taken into the philosophy of the state itself in seeing the internal matters and in seeing the international affairs. We do not get into the affairs of others. Our concern is Oman and Oman first.
So what are some of the values that the Omani people hold dear?
I think friendship is one. Coexistence, this is a very important value adopted by the Omanis, the Omani society and the Omani state. We live with each other, we like each other, and we like others visiting us, and others we deal with outside Oman. The Omanis also are hardworking people. It's a hardworking nation.
So hardworking,
peaceful,
friendship. Family is important.
Family is important, yes. At different levels, Omanis are live around their families. We used to live in villages, but again, after 1970 and the developments that took place, Omanis started moving from their villages to cities, to bigger towns and cities, Muscat mainly. People here, tend to live near their families. Even although we left behind the idea of extended families, where you have the grandfather and his sons and their families living together within the same house. Now we do not have that, but we have each nuclear family living near their family members,
So I gather, what I'm learning here is that a lot of people are living in, working in Muscat.
Yes.
And then your weekend is different than ours. Your weekend is Friday, Saturday.
Yes.
But they say Thursday people are going back to their villages.
And they call their villages in Arabic Liblad, which means home.
Oh, that's home.
Yes, they go home.
They go home to that family unit.
To the family union. So that's how they see home. Their feeling of home. Yeah. So the idea of family is there, and it's very strong.
Let's talk a little bit about the Public Authority for Radio and TV, television. What's your mission? What's your goal?
Well, let me say that we have 5 radio channels. First, let me talk about the channels. We have a general radio channel, we have a youth channel, we have a Holy Quran channel, we have an English channel, and we have a classical music channel. That the spectrum of Omani culture and Omani values are there in the names of the radio channels. We have 4 TV channels, a general TV channel, and we have a live events channel, a culture channel, and a sports channel. So our mission is to produce media content that reflects the basic values of Oman.
Now, you yourself are a scholar and have been involved in a massive undertaking of a great encyclopedia. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yes, yeah, it's the Omani Encyclopedia. It's in Arabic. The title in Arabic is Al-Mawsu'a Al-Omaniyya, the Omani Encyclopedia. It's an 11-volume work. It has entries on basically everything about Oman. We are in the process now of translating it into English.
Oh.
Yes, and that's a huge project, of course.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but I'm sure once we finish this, the translation of the Omani encyclopedia into English, that would be a great asset for people who want to know about Oman and to visit Oman. The philosophy behind the encyclopedia project is the idea of Omani cultural identity. Mm-hmm. We wanted to preserve our identity through description of its, many elements. Mm-hmm. More than 4,000 entries on different natural and human aspects of Oman. So that took 10 years of hard work and around 500 scholars who worked on it.
But it's your project, huh?
Yes, I was the editor-in-chief. That was, it's my pride.
There is a natural beauty to Oman. The desert, the sea, the mountains, the canyons,
yes.
the vegetation.
Yes.
Absolutely beautiful. Do you think those have a psychological impact on the people?
Nature has its effect on the people. Wherever you put your eyes on in Oman, you would see beauty. I'm sure this beauty interacts with the psychology of people and with the psychology of nation. It's all one unit. The whole idea of Oman and the idea of Omani identity, it's an interaction between the nature, the different environments of nature, between the history, the experience of our ancestors, and the Omani state and its philosophy now. It's all the same. They all revolve around the same set of values, value of peace, beauty, living together, working for the better of humanity.
Excellency.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for the conversation.
Thank you very much.
And this wonderful crew that we have that we're working with.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
One of the major influences on the culture of Oman is Islam, so we paid a visit to the Grand Mosque in the capital city of Muscat. The architecture is absolutely magnificent and the atmosphere peaceful and serene. I spoke with the advisor to the Minister of Endowments and Religious Affairs.
Tell me a little bit about this beautiful mosque.
This is one of the largest beautiful mosques in the Sultanate of Oman, built by His Majesty Sultan Qaboos bin Said. And this mosque is not just a place of worship for Muslims, but as you see, there are a lot of visitors who are coming here. They're feeling the importance and the essence of living together and the peaceful environment of Oman in this place.
Just to be here, just to be outside is so peaceful, huh?
Yes, indeed.
Islam, is it a religion or a way of life?
Oh, that's a very good question. I think to answer this question, we need to analyze 4 terms: religion, way of life, and life itself. So I think Islam, above all, is a religion. But to what extent? To some extent, to some followers of the Islam, they believe that Islam is a way of life as well, because Islam will shape their entire life according to what they believe in their hearts.
How many people do you think around the world follow the religion of Islam?
1.8 billion, according to a study made in 2015. They are 24% of the world population. After Christianity, they are 31%.
Are there pillars or a foundation of Islam?
5 pillars of Islam is, first of all, they have to declare their faith by saying that God is the only one and Muhammad is the messenger of him. And then they have to pray 5 times a day, and they have to give alms, zakat, which is money, and also to fasting Ramadan one month in a year, and to go to Mecca for pilgrimage once in the whole life.
So there are certain values to Islam.
Yes, indeed, there are values, and we share these values here inside Oman and outside. Respect, tolerance, understanding, coexistence, to avoid any kind of conflict based on religious differences, to respect other religions as well as religions that people free to believe and free to take their faith.
Tell me a little bit about the ministry and your work of the ministry.
The Ministry of Endowment and Religious Affairs is responsible of various religious communities in Oman in order to facilitate the needs of these communities to be sure that they practice their own faith. You know, not only Muslims living in Oman, we have Christians, Jews, Hindus, and other religious communities, and the responsibility of the ministry to ensure that all these communities practice their own faith.
You mentioned the word endowments as well. How does that fit in?
Yeah, endowments is one of the traditional religious traditional thing here in Oman, and we have the importance of endowments, that it is institutions that they rule the society, the people themselves. So you'll find endowments for mosques, for Quranic schools, for education, for other facilities in the country.
Does it just break your heart sometimes, or cause you pain when you see the stereotype or the myths around Islam?
Yes, but we believe this is a natural of humankind and human beings. 99% of Muslims are not terrorists, they are peaceful people. Less than 1% are terrorists, and this is not only Islam, in other religions as well. We believe that terrorism has no religion, and so you will find terrorists from different cultures, religions, and this is of the behavior. This is behavior of people. Oman now is an example of a land that people living here in harmony, and it never happened in this country that people had a problem based on religious differences. Mm-hmm. In recent study that they didn't find even a single Omani attended any terrorist organization around the world. So this one of the responsibility in the ministry and in the government as a whole to keep this tradition within the Omanis, and to represent Islam, not about Ibadiyya or Sunni or Shia. As we are talking about the Oman as an umbrella for all, to keep this tradition, peaceful coexistence and mutual understanding with others.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for the education.
Thank you very much.
And for being with you today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Wish you all the best.
Thank you.
The oldest object in the National Museum is 2 million years old, yet the museum itself is brand new and state-of-the-art. It's in the old section of Muscat and not far from the famous Matrasouk. The museum is peaceful, quiet, and easy on the eyes. What's the mission of the National Museum?
The National Museum is interested to preserve, to study and display the intangible and intangible heritage of Oman. So everything in here actually is studied, is preserved and displayed for the purpose of raising the awareness of the Omani history, of the Omani cultural heritage, arts and crafts, and to make people actually know about it, be proud of it, and have enough knowledge of that long history. The National Museum is the first museum in Oman to have a learning center that's actually only focused on the students from the university level to the school level. Also, we are the only museum in the Middle East that have the open collection system. So all the visitors can see the conservation team actually working on the objects.
As we're walking around, sometimes we set off a sensor, and the museum is interactive as well,
yes,
huh?
Yes, actually this was one of the main aspects in the project itself, to make it interactive, to let the visitor hear, smell and read All those senses actually have been taken in consideration in showing those objects.
In the museum, what are some of the galleries that are the most popular?
I would say the Oman in the world.
Oman in the world.
Yes, because all of our visitors, either if they're Omani residents or tourists, if they're Omanis, they see how the Omanis actually have been a very open country since before until now. For the tourists, they always find the links between their identities and what's actually shown in Oman. So, for example, if someone from India comes to the gallery and says something from India, he feels actually welcomed, he feels home, and he feels proud of his country and the country he is visiting or staying at that time.
That's one gallery. What are a couple of others that are very popular?
I would say also the prehistory, because the prehistory has the oldest objects in our collection. The Omani history goes back to 2 million years prehistory. So the oldest object always gives you the sense of how deep is and how old this country is.
So there are many, many special artifacts. Is there a third gallery we should take a look at?
I would recommend the cinema, because it's the only cinema that's in Omani museums, and it gives you the story of Oman in a short film. You know the prehistory until the Renaissance, and it makes you understand the objects more. So everything is in that film actually give you more about what we have in the museum and why it is there, because actually it's an evidence of the long history.
So you're trying to preserve the history of Oman and at the same time move into the modern era, huh?
We come again to this idea why we have a museum, to build that bridge, that connection. So we have the prehistory, the objects from the prehistory, and we have the Renaissance galleries that tells you about the new Omani identity, what the Omanis become now, and where they are actually heading. So from this gallery where we are, from the dark colors, from the old ships that built of the very basic materials from the Omani environment, to the Renaissance gallery where you see the ships, the airplanes, the Omani women working in different sectors. So yeah, that's I think what actually this museum is doing also to help fulfilling or reaching that aim, is to make a connection between keeping the Omani identity, the old history, and actually being still looking forward and trying to be an important country among the world.
Thank you for being with us. Thank you for showing us around.
Thank
and
you.
the education you've given us.
Thank you.
And you're welcome to the National Museum.
Yes, of course. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thanks.
Special thanks to the Grand Hyatt Hotel, the Crown Plaza, the Arabian Oryx Camp, the Anantara Al Jabal Al Akhdar Resort, and Oman Air. For information about This Is America and the World, visit our website, thisisamerica.net, or our YouTube channel, This Is America TV, and follow us on Facebook and Twitter. You can listen to all of our ambassador interviews on our podcast, The Ambassador Series. It's available on our website and iTunes. This is America and the World is brought to you by Japan, History, Hospitality, and Advanced Technology, Sharing Tomorrow. The Republic of Haiti. The League of Arab States. The Sultanate of Oman. The Rotendaro Family Trust. The Forerunner Foundation, dedicated to forward-thinking public policy. And the Embassy Series, uniting people through musical diplomacy, presenting international artists in diplomatic settings.